Welcome to my channel. In this video I'm going to show you how I made this pinafore dress with shirt. It's very simple and it's beginner friendly. It's going to be a two-part: how to make the pinafore and how to make the shirt. So this tutorial is going to be how to make the pinafore. I'll drop the shirt link in the description section. So first I'm going to get the armhole length. I'll mark it here. Make sure to watch with rapt attention. So next I'm going to mark the waist length, which is 16.5. So the bust point is 11, the under bust is 14. So for the waistline, remember we have been dragging on waistline measurement and all that. The waistline I used is my back waistline measurement, which is 16.5, back waistline measurement. So I'll just go ahead and square these lines out. So this is the bust point, this is the under bust line. Remember, it's a bust point, so I'm marking it as a point, and the under bust I'm not making the line very full, so that you will understand the difference between the waistline and the under bust. So I'll just go ahead and mark the waistline. Later we are going to complete the basque waistline, but just know that it's going to be 6.5. So next we are going to do is the shoulder divided by 2. I'm going to mark that here. Make sure to use your measurements. Remember, I'm a plus size, so I'm going to go ahead and mark the shoulder width like so. Next, I'm going to mark the bust span measurement. Please, if there's any other name for this line that I'm making here, let me know in the comment section. Yeah, so I'm going to mark the bust span measurement. For now, I'll just be using bust span measurement because that's the one almost everybody knows. Next, I'm going to make the shoulder slope of 1.5 inches. And then the neck width of 3.3 inches, and then connect it like this. This is not my final neckline. I'm just getting the slope right. So here I'm going to now mark the width of the pinafore, which is 5 inches. I'll mark it here. And then for the neck depth, I'm going to use 4.5 and mark it here. I'll just go ahead and connect this line like this. I still have a lot to do to the neckline, but this is the base we're working on. So to get the V neckline, you're just going to go down like 10 inches or 11, it depends, but I'm going to make mine 10 inches. So this is going to be 10 inches, and then I'm going to go in 1.5 inches and connect this like so. So this is how the neckline will be, but we're still working on it. I'll get back to that. So I'm going to do bust divided by 4 plus 1.5 inches. And to contour the under bust, remember this is the under bust line. I'm going to come in towards the center front 1 inch and towards the side seam 1.5 inches. So total from here to here I have 2.5 inches. I hope you understand. So for the waistline, you're going to do waist divided by 4 plus 2.5 inches, and then I'm going to connect this like so. So we're coming back to the lower part. So from here, remember I told you I'm going to use 6.5 inches for the bust waistline. I'm going to mark that, and then I'm going to just square that line out. I need to square it out. Then from here I'm going to do 2.5 inches and then connect this line like this. Watch the way I'm going to contour. This is very important. And also I'm going to increase this line. I didn't make it to the end. So from here also I'm going to take the 2.5 inches for that and connect it to the other side of the other that leg. So just watch what I'm doing, because as I was making this the video went off, but I'm going to explain later. So just connect this like this. So this is the point where my video stopped recording. So what I did was After marking the line, I went in again like 0.25 just to contour this place very well. Can you see the 0.25? Yeah, so that is just what I did. And for the neckline, I came down 1.5 inches and connected this like this. So this is the final neckline. Can you see from here to here and the waistline? So we're going to work on the basque waistline effect, but first of all, let me cut out the neckline. To draw the basque waistline effect, you're going to close your dart like this is a must, so that you get the right shape for the basque waist effect. Anytime you're making a basque waistline, make sure you always close the dart. So from the side seam like so, I'm going to come down like this. Remember we said 6.5 inches. So from the waistline, you just draw the line and then you're going to cut off the excess. So basically this dress, this pinafore stopped at the waistline, and then it has a basque waistline effect. So guys, I need you to note something. This is how I want to finish off this top. I don't want to have any other line. I just want my dart to be like this. It doesn't mean you cannot have a princess line here. You can decide to make a princess line and make two pieces, but I just want mine to be one piece like this. So I'm going to leave it like this and cut it out on my fabric. Next, I'm going to make the back. For the back, is very simple. You're going to mark the armhole length and the waistline. Remember, I used 16.5 back waistline, both for the front and the back. So I'm just going to mark the armhole line and also the waistline. Remember, the top stopped at the waistline. If you want to go further, it's up to you. So I'm going to mark the shoulder width, the same thing I did for the back, for the front. That's what I'm doing for the front. So remember, for this design we did 5 inches for the neck width, so I'm going to mark 5 inches here, and also 1.5 inches for the neck depth. Next is going to be the bust. So the bust, I'm going to do bust divided by 4 and mark it. Also on the waistline is going to be waist divided by 4 plus 1 inch for that, and then I'm going to connect it like this. For the bust, I didn't add any ease allowance or anything, so note that. So I'm going to connect the armhole like this, just the same thing I did to the front, but the back doesn't have a v-neck. So this dart I have here, I'm supposed to add it to this place. If you want, you can put it there, but I don't want to have a dart, so I'm going to take out 1 inch. And also you're going to go ahead and also add 1/2 inch contouring. So you're also on the neckline, I'm going to do 1/2 inch contouring on the neckline, and I'm going to connect it like this. So what I have here is 1.5 inches on the waistline and 1/2 inch on the neckline. So you are going to take off 1/2 inch again from the waistline, from the back waistline, to contour it so that you don't have a zipper bulge at the back, even after using the back waistline. Do you guys understand? If you follow this process and you have taken your measurements correctly, you should get a perfect pinafore dress. In fact, you can use this method to add to any of your dress that you're making and you're good to go. So let me bring the front and show you the side seam. So you see the side seam tallies very well, very nice. So the next thing you're going to do is to add a strip here like this. I'm going to add 5 inch strip here to connect this to the dress. So this is my fabric. I've gone ahead and cut this out and added sewing allowance. Remember, I didn't add any sewing allowance when I was making the pattern. So I use the main fabric to as my lining piece also. So first I'm going to sew the neckline and then sew the v-neck. Then I will go ahead and insert this into this place like this and sew the armhole. After sewing the neckline, the v-neck, then you now sew the armhole. So this is it after sewing it. Can you see? Then the next thing I'm going to do is to cut out. I told you I'm adding 5 inches, so with ½ inch sewing allowance, I'll just go ahead and cut out 5.5 like this. So this is the back. I've already sewn the neckline, remaining the armhole. So I'm going to just insert this into the armhole like this and sandwich it with the lining and then close the armhole. So this is it after sewing it. Next is the lower part of the pinafore. So this is my fabric. What I have here is 5 yards. 5 yards, guys. If you're on the slim side, you can only do 4.5. So this 5 yards, I'm folding it into 4. See how I'm folding it into 4. I folded into 2 and into 4. Then before I now make a flare. Then you're going to cut the down equal, and then you take from down, you take the length of the skirt. I made mine to be 38 inches. So whatever is left, you're going to use it as the radius and cut your radius like this. This way you will have excess, so you're going to gather that. So I'm going to take out one for the back and cut it off, and for the bust waist effect I'm just going to come down like this so that it will be easier for me to gather. So after gathering it, this is how it's looking, guys. Just take note what I want to show you. I did not add any hard net. I just added lining to this. I just gathered the lining to this, and that is it. I didn't add any hard nets. For some of you that are saying we can use hard nets, I don't want to use hard nets. So after I was done, I'll go ahead and add the zip, and that is it, guys. As simple as ABC. And this is it after making it. Can you guys see? Yeah, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Can you see how the back is relaxed? Yeah, make sure to give me a thumbs up and share this video out to your community.